Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another beer review. Today we're going to be trying out a beer from the Partizan Brewing Company, based down in Bermondsey in London. I'm quite lucky actually, because what I didn't realise was that this bottle is going to go out of date in a couple of days' time. It's freshly made, freshly hopped, and you can probably see there's a huge chunk of sediment. In fact, if you see how clear the bottle is there, and you might be able to see how cloudy it just got then. There is a ton of sediment in it, so it's probably very freshly hopped. And beers are always better when they're fresh anyway, unless they're bottle conditioned to a certain extent. They make very limited release sets and batches, so they tend to change things up very frequently. Their pale ales tend to always just be called whatever hops they used in the beer at the time. So this one is Citra, Pacific Jade and Cascade. So I'm hoping for a really fruity, really hoppy, quite bitter beer really. So without further ado, let's get her on open. Nothing smoke coming out the top, but that's alright. Pour it out into a good glass. Try and get some nice head on it today. Wow, can you hear how much carbonation there is in that? Fizzing away like a can of Coca-Cola. There we are. Lovely, hazy, golden, ambery colour. You know what, there's nothing coming through at all, it's completely hazy as anything. An absolute ton of carbonation all the way around the side of the glass. Not much in the way of head actually, it fizzled away really quickly. Very fine, in fact, you might not be able to see, can you see there's barely any head at all? It's completely gone almost, in fact, completely gone. Does it say what percentage this beer is? I very highly doubt it's particularly high. 5.1, so it's not even like it's an alcoholic drink, a particularly alcoholic drink, and that's why the head would be gone. So it's just very fast carbonation, I guess. Let's pop our nose and try and get a smell. Oh, grapefruit. It smells like an absolutely wonderful, very West Coast American sort of beer, the typical American IPA styling. It's absolutely luscious and wet, and tons of fruit going on all the way through it. Oh, it's just citrus and grapefruit and lime and lemon, and wet and juicy. Really smells so wonderful. It's absolutely gorgeous. It must be dry hopped. It has to be for the aroma to be so pungent and absolutely lovely. It just smells like it's going to be refreshing, and it's everything that an IPA that I love about IPAs. The one that really wants to make me just get in there and get some, just get a lovely refreshing flavour. So let's go for it. Oh yeah, the flavours of the hops just come through right from the get-go. It's just full on assault of those grapefruit and citrus flavours, but it's really light and very refreshingly bitter as well. From the second you drink it, you get those aromas coming through as flavour, and then that nice little bitterness develops, and then towards the end I'm getting the taste of biscuity malt coming through as well. Oh, it's absolutely cracking. It really is. It's not as full on in terms of bitterness or in terms of citrus flavour. I'd say, for example, our inaugural review of the Brewed Punk IPA. It's not as full on and harsh as those flavours. It's slightly more subtle, but at the same time it's probably more refreshing as well. The carbonation on it is really nice as well. It's got quite a medium body, so it feels like there's a nice bit of presence there without being too weak and watery, and it certainly isn't heavy at all. And there's a nice level of carbonation that kind of dries out the mouth quite a little bit. Very fine bubbles and fizzing going on around, but it overall feels really nice and present without being too heavy at all. And in terms of alcohol presence, it's only a 5.1% beer, so the alcohol it doesn't come through a huge amount, doesn't affect the flavour too much, and doesn't feel boozy or heavy on the stomach either. But it just feels so thirst quenching and so wet and juicy. It's fantastic. It'd be a really lovely beer to be able to properly session. I could definitely drink several of these in a row, and every single mouthful would just be as pleasant as the last one. It's so lovely and buttery and smooth. It's really great. It's really, really nice example of an American style IPA, which is what I'm assuming it is. It's pale ale is all I can tell from it. It just says ale on the side, but I'm assuming it's a pale ale, and I'm assuming from the presence of the American flag that it is probably a pale ale, an American style pale ale. And I really enjoy this. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's just so thirst quenching, and the aroma is so wonderful and just full of those hoppy flavours, and for that smell and that aroma to come through in taste, it's absolutely joyous. You get this wonderful mix between the taste and the aroma, and it's just a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to drink. I really, really do enjoy this beer. So well done, Partizan. I should definitely try your other things out. As I said, they tend to mix up their hops and do different ones with each batch. So the next one I'll probably get by them will be maybe a completely different set of hops, and we'll be really interested to see what those hops do to affect the flavour. Obviously they will have an effect, but as to the quality of the beer. And considering this isn't that young anymore, the fact that it's only literally a couple of days away from its best before date is probably just shows you how good this beer is. You know, they've taken the time, care and effort and made a fantastic beer that has managed to last. You know, I wonder what this was like when it was completely fresh and brand new. I bet those flavours are even more prominent. God, I really like this beer. Go out, try them, give them a shot. I think they've probably got. They're probably going to really become a really big brewery one day. I really enjoy their beers. So thank you once again. Thank you for watching a beer review. Make sure you like, favourite, comment, subscribe on all of the above, and I shall catch you again all very soon. Ta.